Dr. Parekh, does it make a difference whether somebody gets the Covaxin or Covishield, and does the receiver or the doctor decide, or the government decides? Preparations in place in Mumbai, sir?
Yes, as I've just seen at the start of your program, preparations are in place beyond what you'd normally expect, with prayers and all of that. And I guess the allocation of the type of vaccine, which was your second question, will depend on availability. Your question of whether it makes a difference, that's what you're going to find out. I don't think these two vaccines have ever been compared on a head-to-head trial. And so while frontline workers are the first recipients of the vaccine, we could also be considered as the first participants in a trial to see how these vaccines work.
Okay. Dr. Mathur, are you getting a jab tomorrow or in the initial phase? And do you have a choice whether it's Covaxin or Covishield, or you're okay with whatever happens?
No. Whether anybody or me or anybody gets the vaccine when, it is not up to me or anybody. Whosoever is selected is sent the SMS on his mobile, and then only he has to go to the center to get the vaccine. It is not the vaccine, the person's choice or the vaccinator's choice to pick and choose a person or his vaccine, or the person to choose his vaccine or the date or time. Everything is decided through the app, and the message is received by the individual on his mobile, and then only he has to go at a designated place at a designated time to get the vaccine. And once he gets the vaccine, the same vaccine will be given to him after 28 days, and for that also the time and the date will be fixed by the app.
Okay. Okay. Does it make a difference, Dr. Parekh, whether it's 28 days or, as a new study in the United Kingdom seems to indicate, perhaps even longer, 28 days or 12 weeks. In the UK and the US, perhaps they're experimenting with trying to get more people vaccinated in the first round instead of giving 2 doses to the same sets of people. What's better in your appreciation, Dr. Parekh?
I think it's not a question of my appreciation. I think what's better in terms of what the data indicates. And I think our government has made a wise decision based on the data that is amply available across the world, that there will be 2 doses, 28 days apart, and mind you, of the same vaccine. That is the data we have, and that is the policy our government has chosen to follow. In the United States and in the United Kingdom, because of multiple other pressures we needn't get into, but most of these are related to logistics, they are looking at what it will be like based on certain assumptions to see if delaying that gap, if having that interval stretchable up to 12 weeks makes a difference. And also if you give the first dose of one vaccine and the second dose of another similar vaccine, the mRNA vaccine in that case, does that make a difference? This is something that is not established. It is being looked at. And I think the policy followed by the Indian government is the one that is based on evidence. And that at this point in time, at least clearly seems to me to be the more prudent and wiser choice.
Okay. Dr. Mathur, if I were to come to that point about this drive being completely voluntary, is this voluntary? Has everyone at your hospital said yes? Are some who are still hesitant? Because if doctors and healthcare workers, nurses, hospital staff, if they get the vaccine, it's a morale booster for the others also. Has anyone said yes? Has anyone said no? And are you also monitoring how they react to the vaccine at your hospital apart from the CoVIN app?
No, it is absolutely voluntary. No pressure from any side. No monitoring about their behavior. Nothing of that sort. No pressure, either direct or indirect, on an individual to take a vaccine.
Okay. And in the United States, I was just reading a report, there were major glitches, Dr. Mathur. I'm coming to the government aspect of whether being, the niggles that could come in this entire process. United States wanted to immunize 20 million people. They only succeeded in doing it to 2 million people. Vaccines weren't reaching. There were various other niggles that were taking place. Do you fear some of those niggles here? There were computer glitches that people were reporting very extensively in the United States of America. Do you fear, apprehend some of it here?
We have done our preparations well at the governmental level as well as at the periphery. The preparations had been, the dry runs had been there, and all the preparations have been done. During the dry run, the processes have been evaluated, and whatever were the gaps have been filled. So much so that today we have received, one day before, the vaccine shots which are to be given tomorrow or for 2 or 3 days into our hospitals. So everything is running quite smoothly. Of course, when the things are of this magnitude, some computer glitches here and there or something can happen, and they will be immediately rectified if anything happens like that. But so far, so good. It's running quite well.
Okay, Dr. Parekh, you apprehend niggles in terms of how the COVID app will perform, how will it monitor people, how quickly will this entire process take? So far, we are told it will take about half an hour for the process, half an hour for about monitoring. But you think there could be issues, and perhaps not in the bigger centers, but in smaller centers?
Yes, undoubtedly, there are likely to be issues. Let's keep in mind that nothing on this scale, on this monumental scale, in this short span of time has been attempted anywhere in the world. But in terms of the earlier issue you raised, it's important for us to understand that there are differences in the system that's being used in the US and in India. The two major ones, we needn't go into the minor ones, the two major ones, one are concerned with the type of vaccine. They're using the mRNA, which needs to be stored at minus 70 to minus 80 degrees Celsius. That poses certain nightmares, and that's a potential problem. But more important, the US has not conducted any dry runs. We have had dry runs, and that's a very, very big difference. And if I may, I'll just highlight a small issue. A colleague of mine, a physician himself on the East Coast in the United States, that day called me. We've just written a book called The Vaccine Book. Yes. About vaccines, and he was aware we've written this book because it's launched in the US as well. And he had a concern, and he says, I've just been informed that I can go and take the Pfizer vaccine. What had happened is a truckload of the Pfizer vaccine had come to his hospital. They had assumed that this hospital would have the cold storage facilities, which they did not have at that lower temperature. And so the thing was, things were in the truck, and they were out of range for about 10 hours. And then the hospital decided, let's just give it to everybody, first come, first serve, because otherwise the vaccines will get wasted. And so he wanted to know that if it was outside of that latitude, whether it was okay. I reassured him it was fine. The point is that these kind of things have occurred in the US because there were no dry runs. I doubt we'll have anything of that magnitude in our country.
Okay. Well, that confidence is heartening. The countdown, 11 hours, 38 minutes to go. Dr. Parekh and Dr. Mathur, many thanks for joining me here on India Today.